Good morning. Welcome back to Padang on Planet Doug. And I'm just moving my scooter out of the lobby of the hostel. We bring all the scooters inside for security at night. And then you just roll them out the front door. Yeah, it's about 7:30 in the morning, and my plan for this morning is to do some more casual exploring of Padang. There's a peninsula just over there at the end of the river, and at the end of the river there's a hill with the Padang Park. You can get up there and get views of the coastline and of the city. So I plan to go there, and then you can follow some of the small roads around the peninsula and then down along the coast a little bit. There's a big harbor there. The Padang Harbor is over in that direction, and I just want to see what the harbor looks like. Padang actually has a history of gold mining from long, long ago. All the gold is gone, but they used to ship a lot of gold out of here way back hundreds of years ago, I guess. And then coal mining. They ship a lot of coal out of here. I don't know how much they do these days, but there has been a lot of shipping. It's been a port ever since it's the start of its history, centuries ago. So I want to take a look at the harbor, see if that's like a modern shipping harbor, or is it an old traditional sort of fishing harbor? I'm not really sure what it looks like. And then you can follow the coast, and perhaps there's nice views and cafes and things. But to start, I'm going to see if I can get some breakfast. I'm not usually a big breakfast eater, but I think it's a good idea to have something to eat right away. It just makes you feel better. And more to the point, there's a small Bubur Ayam stall right on this road, a short distance away. I don't know if I can turn right here. Is it a one-way street? No, I don't think so. Nope. I don't know if it's open this early. Man, I can't see. I'm riding right into the sun. Boy, that's bright. Oh, yeah, I can't see anything. Oh yeah, I got to get across this crazy intersection. No lights, no signs. You just close your eyes and go. Come on, Bubur Ayam. I think it's just up ahead a short distance. It's a breakfast dish, a traditional breakfast dish. It's like rice porridge. It's really good. I had it here yesterday and liked it. So I'm hoping, yeah, maybe. There's certainly a lot of scooters parked there. As I said, it is a breakfast dish, so it could be busy first thing in the morning. Oh yeah, here we are. So this is the place, and they call it Bubur Ayam Chanjur. So I don't know if that makes it a special kind or not, but maybe he's famous. He's got a pretty big sign, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all prepared. And one great thing about this dish is that, yeah, like I said, it's essentially rice porridge with a bunch of toppings. So preparing it is as easy as scooping up a ladle of the porridge and then adding a bunch of toppings. And there it is. So this is like, what's the word for that type of chicken, but the way it's prepared. I can't remember the name for it. And then, yeah, rice porridge underneath. It's really good. And then they have a whole bunch of toppings you can add, you know, sauces, and they have peanuts, and then those things there. So you can add all the, thank you. Put some of those on top, just to add some texture. And yeah, you dive in. I hardly need to say it. It's very, very good. As I said, I'm not normally a breakfast person because I'm usually having coffee, and I just want to get started with the day. It feels like when I stop for breakfast, the momentum of the day is affected. But I noticed the last couple of days I haven't been eating enough, and then you end up a little bit irritable. Like if you find yourself getting annoyed more than you should, it probably means you're just not eating. But yeah, here it is, working my way through it. And it's really hot right here. The way that the table is sort of like, at this time of the morning, it's right in the sun. So I'm eating quickly, and I'll get out of here as fast as I can just to get out of the sun. All right, so that is it for breakfast. As always, I always end up thinking about the logistics of places like that. You know, they've got the young guy who is working there now. Does he own the stall? If so, how does he manage to get set up there? Does he pay rent? How many hours does he put in per day? And then the seating is always a thing with me because there isn't enough. He's only got one table and 4 or 5 little plastic stools. And when I showed up, you know, the whole table was full. I don't know. And just, you can see I'm still chewing on my chicken because you couldn't really relax because a whole bunch of other people, you know, just showed up. And I can't just sit there relaxing while they're waiting to sit down. You know, you got to eat and go, eat and go. So I don't know. I'm thinking, sure, it'd be nice if there was a second table. Wouldn't cost anything. Just put another table there, a bunch of plastic stools, double your capacity right off the top. But seating is always an issue for me. There's never, it either doesn't exist or there isn't enough of it. I never understand why. But I do wonder whether there's rules around that, you know? Maybe because of the rent he's paying. He gets a cheaper rate if he has one table. If he has 2 tables, he has to pay more or something. It's a possibility. Anyway, I'm just popping back into my hostel just to get sorted, get some water, and check Google Maps, and then head out to the next stop on today's small adventures. Time to hit the road. First stop, the park, just to get a viewpoint, basically. I did want to walk there originally. It's not that far away, and it'd be interesting to walk because you go across the bridge that I went across the other day and walk along the river. But yeah, the heat yesterday afternoon was blistering, so I feel like if I started off walking, I'd just be asking for trouble. I'd be exhausted very quickly, and so I'll take the scooter, keep my energy levels up. It'll be kind of fun. From here, I go straight to the bridge, and then I have to do a fun series of U-turns and curves in order to get it onto the access ramp of the bridge, and then off the bridge on the other side. Great location for this hostel, like I said, being so close to the river, so close to the mosque, and yeah, close to the bridge here. I'm right here already, but I have to do a U-turn down at the bottom of the bridge by the river, and then go all the way back up to the ramp again. I haven't done this before, so we'll see how this works out. I was on foot and walking, I'd probably have 2 or 3 invitations to stop for coffee already. All right, dipsy doodle around the bridge. Yeah. And now I've got to do I got to go past a police station here, so be on my best scooter behavior. Oh, it says no U-turn to get onto the bridge right here, so I guess I've got to continue on a little bit to be legal and sort of turn around up here somehow. Yeah, just looking ahead, scooter just did a U-turn at that no U-turn sign. I'm sure everybody does a U-turn there anyway, but being a foreigner right beside a police station, I figure no reason to give people a reason to stop me. Crossing the bridge. I'm not sure whether the angle of the sun is right for the views up here. Oh, we shall see. Could be the afternoon or evening. Oh, it's a Saturday today. Okay. I just noticed a whole bunch of cyclists. I think going up to this park is very popular with cyclists. The traffic on this road just has a different feeling from the other days that I've been here, and it's because it's now the weekend. There's more weekend warriors out. I had coffee with a group of men just up here on the right side. And when I left the other day, they says, hey, whenever you come back to Padang, just drop by this place. I think it's this tree on my right. And they said they're always going to be there. And they were there, actually. 2 of the guys were right there. So I just waved hello. I recognized one of them right off because he had a distinctive shirt. But yeah, I talk about this all the time. The advantages, disadvantages, cycling, walking, scooter. There's like a million things that are interesting to look at that I'm missing because I have to pay so much attention to the road. And in keeping with that idea, I just hopped off my scooter for a second just to take a look at the river. I spotted, he's not too far away now, but I spotted this guy on his boat right there paddling. And if I were, oh, look at that. He's cleaning up the river. He's got a net and he's scooping up plastic. He could be doing that to make money off of recycling. Or maybe he's doing it just to clean up the river, or paid to do it. Who knows? And I think the place where I had coffee the other day with the Coast Guard dudes was right over here in this grove of trees. Yeah. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And that's where the park is, the hill there. And that's where all the cyclists are going. And there's a selfie station, an Instagram spot where you can take your picture on this boat. I don't know whether that's a historical boat of some importance. I'm not really sure. Interesting. But yeah, look at those houses on the hills up there. Very steep hillside. I guess they have a lot of confidence that the land underneath them is going to keep their house up there. I don't know, I'd end up thinking about landslides all the time. All right, let's go. nice and slow, at a meandering pace, so I can look around. This looks like it would be an interesting place at night. More and more I notice how the neighborhoods change as soon as the sun goes down. Everything that is closed during the day suddenly is open. So the rhythm of my days is completely backwards. I'm always out at this time of the day, and then I'm not out in the evening. And in terms of places being open, I should really do the exact opposite. Wow. I might park my scooter and just walk along the river here. I feel like I'm missing a lot. It's this that caught my eye, that made me want to stop again. Look at these guys paddling. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 paddlers, one captain. Heading out to the open sea. But yeah, just for a second I thought I'd walk along here, looking into the sun though. Not the best perspective. Looks like a beautiful cafe and restaurant over there, 3 stories high. I recently watched a travel vlog, kind of a tourism video done by a YouTuber, a woman named Angeline or something like that. I believe she's American, and she did a whirlwind tour of a whole bunch of places around Padang. And she came down to the riverfront, and she said something that struck me as a little bit odd, and I've been puzzling over it. She was standing on a section of this riverfront and was talking about how it was badly underdeveloped and they could do so much more with it. And I don't know, it kind of made me tilt my head. I was a little bit quizzical because, I don't know, seems really cool. I guess it's not like super developed if you compare it to like a waterfront in Venice or something like that. But this is a real place where real people live. And it's really quite fascinating, I find, with all the bridges that you can cross. And then the restaurant that I discovered the other day, the Aura 19, just an amazing fancy cafe. And there's a whole bunch of fancy coffee shops on the other side of the river. Like all along here, there's all kinds of fancy coffee shops. And then there's this one here that I just passed. And then all of these places would be open in the late afternoon and evening, like all these food stalls. This whole thing would all be open. And then, of course, you get the local color, which is my favorite part, like this pier. And all these local fishing boats. You get to walk out on these piers. I guess if you're talking about tourism development, obviously this is not part of any kind of tourism plan, but it's certainly kind of interesting. But yeah, these little boats, they do net fishing. You can see the net there. A lot of work throwing that net out, as well as pulling it back in and then keeping it from being tangled, constantly cleaning it. Probably get so much debris in the net just because of all this garbage that's in the water. Yeah, they could certainly have a team of 100 men working full-time just to keep the river clean. It's got a lot of cleanup could take place here. But yeah, there's the river. If I walked along here, there'd just be tons more boats and piers. But I don't want to get too distracted today. Yeah, I think the tourism side, the developed side, is over here. That's where all the fancy coffee shops are located. This side is more of a local neighborhood. All right. Back to the scooter, and then, yeah, back up. I'm not sure where the entrance is to the park. I think you have to park there, and you pay a small entrance fee, and then you can hike up to the top. Let's go check it out. On my first walk down by the river, I stopped here. There's actually it's kind of a gated shipping harbor there. I wasn't sure if they would let me in, but I just walked through the front gate and nobody stopped me. So I went down to the dock and I watched them loading and unloading these big boats. But I see all these big boats along the river, but I don't often see them on the water. Like, I just started filming again because there's that big boat right there. Just leaving. Oh, okay. Everything is becoming clear. There's an entrance there to the park if you're walking. So I guess that's where I'm going to go first. The cyclists are continuing up the road because they want the exercise. Look. Parking for a scooter over here. Okay. Hello. How are you? It's another tricky road crossing. They're all tricky because the traffic comes in all directions and at different speeds. Yeah, scooters and cars coming down that hill are moving really fast. Just take a look at the river here. Yeah, it's a good time to come. It's still relatively early, I guess, 8:30 in the morning. But I can already feel the sun just beating down. Gunung Padang is the name of this place, this park. And the ticket booth is over here. Hello, just one?
10,000 1%.
Okay. And as always, I really have no idea what's here, what you do here, or even where you go. Another reconnaissance mission. But there's a pretty wide sidewalk here heading up the hill alongside the river. So let's see where this takes us. That woman that I mentioned, Angelina, she came here on her video and she pointed out some Japanese bunkers during the Japanese occupation. Of course, the Japanese forces built fortifications in various places, and I guess the hill here commands the entrance to the river. So they built some cannon emplacements up there, gun emplacements, things like that. And she had a guide with her, and the guide told a story that I've heard several times, but I haven't seen anything corroborating the story. I don't know if there's any evidence to prove whether this happened or not, but his guide told her that the Japanese, just as at the tunnels in Bukitingi, used local labor to construct them, all the gun emplacements, but then they killed all the Indonesian laborers so that, you know, the construction would remain a secret. And I've heard that story repeated a lot of times, but somehow I doubt it a little bit that it's true. And I wonder if this is, yeah, this must be one of the gun emplacements. But I guess with these, I can't be quite sure whether, like, say, this one in particular was built. Ooh, very muddy in here and dirty. You know, it was built by the Japanese or by the Dutch. You know, it's hard to say exactly the history, but yeah, check that out. I mean, it's entirely possible that this gun was put here by the Dutch and then the Japanese just took it over when they occupied the country, or the Japanese built it, I don't know. But that is one big gun. And yeah, look at that. Commanding the riverside here and the coastline. Wow. Okay, it says it was built 1942 to 45, so it dates from World War II. Pillbox. Here's the front of this gun emplacement. Pillbox, they call it. And I just say that I kind of doubt the truth of the story that all the Indonesian laborers were killed. Partially because, yeah, there's no evidence in history. I haven't seen anybody documenting it on any legitimate historical source, right? Plus, if you build something like this, what's the point of killing the people who built it? It's not like it's a big secret, right? I mean, there it is. It's not exactly hidden. So, I don't know. Getting a beautiful view already of the coastline. The Al Hakim Mosque is down there. Yeah, right there. Landslide, no big surprise. Wow, yeah, look at this. Wiped out the whole fence, wiped out the trees. Oh. Wonder how long ago it happened. Be quite something to witness. Wouldn't want to be standing right here when it happened, of course, but maybe a few feet away. Would have been interesting to see this whole hillside, you know, come down like that. Just before I left from my hostel this morning, my Samsung phone did an update. And it seems like the Google Translate and camera got an update as well or something, because it translated this sign almost perfectly in vernacular English. Did a much better job translating than I've ever seen it do before. I wonder if it was improved. But anyway, you don't really need the words, do you? It's basically telling you don't feed the monkeys, and then that there are some protected wild animals here, and don't litter. Fairly obvious things to tell you, but I'm assuming there's going to be quite a few monkeys up here, but what variety of monkey, I don't know, not yet. But whatever they are, you're not supposed to feed them. Otherwise, they'll attack the next person coming up the trail. You give them snacks, they'll want snacks from everybody who comes along. And this park comes with a legend about star-crossed lovers. I don't remember all the details, but I think the story, the historical story, is that a woman threw herself off one of the cliffs to her death because of a love story gone wrong, a tragic love story. This might be telling that, the legend of Siti Nurbaya. Let me do a translation of this and see what it tells me. That sign didn't give any details to the story, but it basically said what I said. It was a Romeo and Juliet situation, and the woman, I believe, killed herself, and she's now buried up here on the mountain, according to the sign. Yeah, so far at least the trail has a nice gradient to it. I mean, they could have carved a trail that went straight up, have you huffing and puffing and sweating, but right now it's very gradual. Going around the outside, and here are our first monkeys. They got hold of some kind of snacks. Oh, okay. Those guys that there's like some guys just came running along the trail. I thought they were exercising or racing, but now I realize they were running the gauntlet of monkeys. They got here, and I guess the monkeys freaked them out, and they just ran past them as fast as they could. It's understandable. They're intimidating animals. They really are. Especially in large groups. And those ones are small ones. The big males, yeah, you don't want to mess around with them. Man, this is really nice. This is, yeah, one of those things. Before I came to Padang, of course, I had no idea that this park even existed. All I saw was the hill. I could see it from the ocean, but I didn't realize it was a park until just recently. And I came here with very limited expectations, but nice. This is really nice. If you like your trees and your jungle canopy and your monkeys, yeah. Look at the trail ahead of me. Big trees going up. Very beautiful. Nice. It's really cool. In the shade, I mean. Which is nice. Get out from under that hot sun. This is very pleasant. Again, I don't know if the GoPro is capturing it, but the atmosphere here is very soothing. And I feel in the need for a bit of that right now, so this is perfect. So the slow gradient has disappeared. We're into the going straight up on the steps portion. A couple more landslides here. Recently wiped out the fences. Yeah, I was reading that Padang has an unusually high level of rainfall. It's like one of the rainiest cities in all of Indonesia, and I believe it based on my experience here. Anyway, lungs are working hard to get enough oxygen to my muscles. Thinking back to that YouTube video again by Angelina, I think. She featured this park in her video. But the one thing she never mentioned is the steep climb to get to the top, which feels like the most important feature of this park, is that to come here, or maybe you just assume that the average person of average intelligence looking at a hill and there's a park in the hill, well, you can conclude you're going to be climbing steeply to the top and sweating and breathing hard along the way. But in her video, she looked fresh as a daisy, so I guess she's in a lot better shape than I am, or she just came to the top, waited until she cooled down, and then started her filming. Beautiful view of the Al Hakim Mosque from right here. It'll look very small on the GoPro, but you can see the big ocean ship up on the, like, washed ashore on the rocks right in front of the mosque. Heavy rains lately, so I'm surprised that the sky is as misty, as hazy as it is. I thought it would be crystal clear, because you can see there's a big range of hills back there, but you can barely make them out from the haze and the clouds. And I may be at the very top. And then, yeah, this is one lookout point. Here's the huge sign. I had no idea how big it was. Like the Hollywood sign. But it says, yeah, Padang. But yeah, the scale of it's much, much bigger than I expected. Look at that. Huh. Good advertising for the town. But like I said, from down on the ocean, down on the shore there, it doesn't look nearly this big. Huh. And then over there, there appear to be one or two stalls. You can get hot or cold drinks, maybe. Yeah, right over there. Ah, another viewing area. Big student groups over there. Oh yeah, there's a little snack booth over there. And then another one over here. So I think we're gonna head this way and take a look at the view. So yeah, here we are up at the very top. A lot of family groups of friends up here. And you get, look at that, really nice view. And the harbor, I think, is right around the corner here somewhere, not that far away. But the main shipping port is off in that direction, maybe around that second or third peninsula. Yeah, you can see a couple of large 4 ships out there waiting. Yeah, that's where the harbor is. I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but the idea is to, once I come down from the hill, ride my scooter up into that hill and then go to the harbor. And depending on my mood, I may continue on, or I can save that for another day, you know, just take the scooter along this coastline all as far south as I can go in a day. I may save that for another day, make that a different small adventure. Yeah, it's really nice. Very nice park-like setting with more seating than you normally find. Just kind of nice. They have seating for all the people here. Would be a cool place for kids who like rocks and trees and running around, as long as you keep an eye on them, because even where I'm standing, there's a pretty long drop off right there that would hurt you. But yeah, check out the view in this direction with the tree. Look through the tree branches down the coast. And before I head back down, I thought I'd come over here, take a look at the view through the Padang sign. Yeah, it's like a King Kong sign. I had no idea of the scale of this thing, just how big it is. But yeah, check that out. Just huge. And you can just make out the mosque through an opening. Hopefully one of these landslides doesn't take out this whole sign. And there's the sign behind me. When I was up at the top on the other side, I was chatting for a few minutes with a local family mother, father, and daughter. And the daughter was had a very natural ability with English. She said she's never been outside of Indonesia and just picked up English from, YouTube videos and TV shows and movies. But yeah, she was very well spoken in English, and we were chatting for a while. And they're from Padang, as I found out. And then to my surprise, I learned that this was their very first time to come to this park. She grew up here, her whole life lived in Padang, inside this city. And today was the very first time they'd ever come up here. And yeah, we were chatting and laughing about that, or at least I was. That kind of set me off along the line of, human nature. It's kind of odd how when you live in a place, you never actually visit the attractions of that place. It's very common. People do it all over the world. They live in a city with one of the world's great attractions. People will fly all the way around the world just to see that attraction. And yet people who live in that city possibly have never, ever gone to see it themselves. They just never get around to it. So for this family, yeah, they've never come up to this park before. That's kind of interesting. And with that sort of idea, it's not impossible to imagine that someone like me or Angelina, this other YouTuber, she's been here a few times, I think, she or I would have experienced and seen more of the city than someone who has lived here their entire life, which is kind of interesting. I was just telling this family about that amazing cafe that I stumbled across on the river, the Arau 19. And, I was eagerly telling them all about it, showing them a Google Maps pin and showing them photos of it. And, oh, you really should go see this restaurant. And so here I am, the tourist, I'm the visitor, and yet I'm the one telling them about all the places they should go see in their own city. That's kind of funny. But yeah, it's a nice park up here. The shade is what sells it, these trees and all the shade, and then combine that with the view. It's really nice. Well, time to make my way down, I think. I'm back down at the bottom where I started my climb. It was a bit of a higher climb and a longer descent than I expected. My legs are feeling a little bit wobbly right now. Yeah, just from the effort. So yeah, I'm back down at the river, as you can see. That's where I started. And I'm thinking rather than going straight to the harbor, I might go back this way, cross the bridge, and there's a convenience store there. Combination convenience store and coffee shop. And it's interior is air conditioned. I had a really nice cup of iced coffee there the other day. So I think I'm going to go back there, a place called Mears, and try that again. See if I can replicate that good coffee experience. Cool down a little bit. And then once I'm feeling a bit more rejuvenated, then I can get back on the scooter and head over the hill here and then head towards the harbor. So I think I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Got to pick up my scooter here. It's like a paid parking lot across the road where I left it. And then going to ride to the Mears. Hello. The Mears convenience store and cafe. There's the entrance to the park, right there. And the parking fee there for my scooter was 3,000 rupiah, 20 cents US, I guess. And I think I made another mistake. I think when you leave your scooter in one of those places, you should leave your handlebars unlocked, because they have to constantly move your scooter from place to place as people come and go. And if you lock your handlebars, it makes it more difficult for them, but I instinctively just locked them. I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, I see more and more people out for the day. That fancy 3-story cafe doesn't seem to be open. Yeah, yesterday I was looking for a fancy cafe kind of place, and I passed a whole bunch of them, but I ended up in more of a convenience store location, just because it's always easier, and I find you can even get a better iced coffee at one of those places than at a fancy place. So I ordered some kind of a double shot something or other, and it was really, really good. Like some of the best tasting coffee I've had in a long time. So I want to go back there. I'm not sure how to navigate the bridge in order to get to this place, but we'll see how that works out. Or maybe I should go further up and go along one of these small bridges. Yeah, why don't we do that just for fun? Skip the big bridge and go across one of these small ones. Here's the big bridge, just going underneath it now. And the entrance to the big bridge, I'd have to turn right down this access ramp. Now, yeah, just for fun, I'm gonna try to go across one of the small ones. And this is also where the fancy restaurant is, the Arau 19. It's actually right up ahead. Oh, here's the really small bridge. So, yeah, I'm gonna cross here. And there's, yeah, Arau 19. It's actually in between these two small bridges. This wooden one, and then there's a steel one over there. I think right on my right here, there's like a surfer's hostel and beer garden. This big black building on my right, yeah, that's sort of a, forget the name of it, has a weird name. Okay, Bat and Arrow, the Bat and Arrow, kind of a surfer bar. Ha! I'm becoming an expert in Padang navigation. And Mears should be right here. Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah, Mir. That's kind of how this place looks. There's the name of it, Mir Convenience Store. But I think up top there's also a cafe, restaurant. So yeah, this is my new favorite place. Coffee. And I ordered something from here.
You want some hot coffee or?
Yes, the double shot ice coffee susu.
Ice.
Yes. Yeah, so here's the interior on this side. They have all kinds of seating. And then back here, they have another seating area. All these like picnic table style. And then another kind of cafe upstairs. I think you get a lot of students hanging out here, doing their homework and hanging out with friends. Fairs 3 Coffee, it's called up here. I haven't been up here before. Huh. Oh yeah. So here's all the students upstairs. Nice. Hello. How are you? But I don't know if they serve like another coffee shop up here or not. Anyway, hi. So, could make a lot of friends up there if you wanted to. Hello. So I can't really talk much in here for very long. They've got some loud music playing. Just wanted to show you my double shot of coffee. You can see all the thick coffee down there at the bottom with the coffee susu, you know, the condensed milk. Give that a stir, and this is going to be very, very good. Unfortunately, it's not air conditioned in here today, so it's pretty hot. It's unfortunate, but there's a couple of tables outside, but they're both occupied. If one of them opens up, I'll move outside. Success, table freed up outside, so get away from the music and away from the heat. Got a little bit of a breeze out here, which is nice. So I'm going to give this a try. Hopefully it's as good as yesterday. Let's see. Nice. Really strong coffee flavor. Ice cold, nice and milky. Yeah, I really, really like it. So, convenience store, you know? Good place to get good coffee. Though it's really not part of the convenience store. It's like an actual coffee bar, so, with a barista. So I'm going to give this a try. Hopefully it's as good as yesterday. Let's see. Nice. Really strong coffee flavor. Ice cold, nice and milky. Yeah, I really, really like it. So, convenience store, you know? Good place to get good coffee. Though it's really not part of the convenience store. It's like an actual coffee bar, so, with a barista. Hello. Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. How are you?
Padang.
Oh yeah, Padang. Padang.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Just a tourist.
What tourist?
Yep. Take a video.
GoPro.
Yep. Yep.
No. He say good morning.
Oh, money. Okay. Sure. I think I have some money here.
Me too.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Me too.
You don't look like you need money. I think he needs money, but I don't know about you.
These people is crazy.
Yeah, but
He's crazy.
a little bit crazy. But maybe
Stupid.
he doesn't have a house, maybe. He sleeps outside. But you have a family, right?
Yes.
Yeah, house. But I don't know what's going on here.
Are you like bicycle?
Oh. What's that?
Are you like bicycle?
Yeah, actually in Bukitingi I have a bicycle also. But the mountains here
Are you know Rubik's?
are too steep.
Are you know Rubik?
Rubik?
Rubik's.
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 Oh yeah, I know how to do it. Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Yep.
You like?
Oh yeah, that's okay. Long time ago I did it.
Are you know Ronaldo?
I know Ronaldo, yeah.
You know.
But I don't watch soccer.
Ronaldo or Messi?
Yeah, I know the name. I know the names. Huh. Camera is broken.
GoPro.
Yeah, not working. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Yes.
See you.
See you later.
Whew. Well, a lot of things happen all at once when you're on a scooter trying to shoot video. I got an SD card error on this GoPro. Yeah, this GoPro just isn't working very well anymore. I know the SD card is fine, but somehow this GoPro keeps giving me errors, corrupting files and shutting down, and now the whole card seems to be corrupted. And just when the battery, or when I got the SD card error, I stopped to try to fix it. And this man came up to me. He was asking for money, I guess, but I couldn't really tell what he was saying. But a young boy came up on a bicycle, and he explained, oh, that man, he's asking you for money. And I just happened to have like 5,000 rupiah note in my pocket, because while I was sitting inside having a coffee, or while I was sitting outside enjoying my coffee, I was, I found out, by the way, that this mosque, you'll see it on my right, the bright green one, is quite a well-known old mosque here in Padang. But yeah, I was watching the parking attendant, and I was trying to figure out how things worked with him. It's kind of interesting. He works pretty hard because there isn't enough parking for scooters, and then he's monitoring the parking area. And then when there isn't enough parking left, he gets down and he moves all the scooters one by one by one. You know, he kind of moves each one over a few inches, gets them tighter and tighter and tighter and closer together, so that he can make room for one more scooter for the next person to show up. And then, of course, when people want to leave their parking spot, he will go out onto the street and block traffic for them, and then make it easier for them to drive and you know, get out of their parking spot. And for that, I think people give them 2,000 rupiah, 2, maybe 3. But anyway, I was thinking ahead to when I was going to have to leave, and I made sure to have some money ready to give him, and I put a 5,000 rupiah note in my pocket to give to him, assuming he was going to help me when I was leaving. But it turns out all of his help actually ended up causing more trouble than anything else, because he had moved so many scooters so close to mine that my scooter was jammed into place. Okay, I think there's a bridge here. Is this the, yeah, here's the metal bridge I wanted to try out. So he basically had jammed my scooter into place. It was so hard for me to get it out. It was so tightly packed in there. And he didn't help me at all. He helped everybody else. But I guess because I'm a foreigner, he didn't really know how to deal with me. And he just sat there watching. So I had to struggle to get my own scooter out. And then he didn't block traffic for me or anything like that. So actually, I might turn to the left here and follow the river just for a little while before I turn around. I haven't been up this way before. And let me turn my GoPro around to film the road ahead of me. This is the GoPro on my chest mount. As I said, I'm getting an SD card error right now. And it's not working. I'm gonna have to stop and figure something out. So I just have the one GoPro working right now, so I'll aim it forward. Yeah, just there's another bridge up here. I think I might ride my scooter across this bridge to collect them all, as they say. I could just ride across and then come back again. I just haven't been to this part of the river before. But anyway, I had prepared 5,000 rupiah to give to this guy because I thought he was going to help me. But then I guess he doesn't know how to deal with a foreigner. So he didn't help me at all. So I didn't even have a chance to give him any money. So when this man was asking me for money, I had 5,000 rupiah in my pocket. You know, very convenient to give to him. So here's the other bridge. This is so cool. So I gave him 5,000 rupiah, and then the young boy who was talking to me, he was, you know, riding a mountain bike. He was well dressed. You know, he looked like a normal kid here from a family. And he saw me give money to the beggar, and the boy said to me, he says, "Well, give me money too." So I was chatting with the boy, and I said, "Well, this man, he looks like he doesn't have a house or a job. You know, he sleeps on the streets, but you look like you have a family, right? And you have a house where you live, and And he agreed with all that. And he says, yeah, but that man is crazy. I'm not crazy. So I was like, okay, fair enough. But anyway, I was going to fix my my GoPro while I was sitting there. But then this boy kept asking me question after question after question. And it's like, do you like Rubik's Cubes? Do you like bicycle? Are you from Bukitingi? Do you know Messi? Do you know Ronaldo? Just question after question after question. And I couldn't really focus on what I was doing. So I finally just gave up on fixing my GoPro. And then I just rode away. But yeah, like I said, I got all this money ready to pay the parking attendant. And then he never helped me. So I never even had a chance to give him any money. His help actually ended up making my life more difficult because he jammed my scooter in so tightly I couldn't get it out anymore. And here's the next bridge in the sequence. There's another bridge, a very small one. So I'm gonna go back across the river once more. I wonder if there are any more bridges, or is this the last one? But I wanted to, I was wondering about this parking attendant, about his salary, because I learned the other day when I was having coffee with these fishermen, the boat crew guys. They told me that they made 3 million rupiah per month, which is, if you think of a 30-day month, that's like 100,000 rupiah per day. Or if it's, 20 to 25 days out of the month that they work, 100 to 150,000 per day is their salary. And with this parking attendant, I was thinking if he got 2,000 rupiah from each person that he helps, because I think most people, they give 2,000 to the parking attendants, he would have to do that 50 times per day to make minimum wage of 100,000 rupiah per day. And I think he could do that pretty easily. He puts in long hours. He could easily help 50 people per day, get 2,000. But he doesn't always get paid. Not everybody has money ready. Sometimes people pay him, sometimes they don't. I think people who park cars are more likely to pay rather than people who ride scooters. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Don't know if you can see it. There's like a big pile of garbage there. These two girls with a fishing rod. Hello. And they seem to be sorting through the pile of debris. Maybe looking for things that they can recycle. I'm not sure. But there's a little bit of a dam here that seems to be collecting a lot of garbage. And look at this, another bridge. I'm getting quite a collection of bridges. Yeah, riverside life. I don't know how far the road over here goes on this side of the river. Whether there's going to be another bridge to get me back across to the other side. I can zigzag my way all the way along this river. Hello. Bule, they said. Hello. One thing about those parking attendants, though, I often think about this too, that in front of this convenience store, there are only 2 tables for sitting outside. They're like smoking tables, I guess. But if there is a parking attendant like this guy, he sits at one of those tables the entire day. So he occupies one table the entire time that he's there, but he's not really working for the convenience store, but he ends up occupying, 50% of their outside tables. So like when I originally wanted to sit outside, I couldn't because customers were at one table, he was at the other table, so there was no place to sit. So it's kind of inconveniencing the business that he and other parking attendants, they always occupy one of those tables. Got to get across a tributary here. Convenient bridge for doing that. And I think I saw another bridge going back across the main river again. This would have been a great area to walk as well, but I'm trying to scooter as slowly as I can, just so I can absorb some of the scenery and all the activity. So this is back at the main river, and there's a big bridge going across here. This one is for all traffic, not just scooters. More traffic here. Yeah, the local scooter drivers, they really know how to thread the needle. I end up waiting for a much bigger break in the traffic. Here's a break. Railroad. Oh, another bridge. Ah, okay. So here's the river again. All right. Let's see how far I can keep going. When I was looking at Google Maps, I was curious how far the river was navigable by boat. Like, how far could you go? Feels a bit like I'm entering more of the farming countryside now, leaving the city limits, or like the urban area. Okay, so my quiet river road is merging with a much bigger road with a lot of traffic on it. And I don't think I'm interested in that, so I think this will be the, let me just take a quick look at what's going on here. But I think at this point I'll be turning around and heading back in. Still following the river though. Look at that. Ah, the river branches here. Well, I'm going to see if I can fix my other GoPro here in the shade and then turn around and go back the way I came. So there's a table here in the shade. It's always nice to have a flat surface when you're doing GoPro surgery. I need my GoPro surgery kit. And the problem right now is I've run out of memory cards. I've run out of memory. I'm not doing enough editing, so I don't think I have any empty memory cards left. Nope. None at all. So hopefully the video files here are not corrupted. And maybe I'll change the battery at the same time. So I have all my memory cards. I used to have them numbered and labeled very carefully based on what camera I use them in and all that sort of thing. But all my systems have fallen apart. I haven't been able to get organized lately. But I'm going to have to take this memory card and delete all the video that's on it, and crossing my fingers that I have all these video files backed up on my external hard drives. So what have we got here? So yeah, I think I have this copied onto my external hard drive. So format SD card, delete all files and reformat. Yes. So hopefully I didn't need those files. Now I can record 4 hours of video on here, and hopefully this GoPro doesn't corrupt everything. Little test video. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. So far, so good. Yeah, so far. One thing about camera reviewers and GoPros, all this kind of stuff, whenever people are testing these things for their camera, like review channels, they never do it in real world environments. Like me stopping to replace the memory card right now in this GoPro. I mean, this is a good environment because I have a table that I can work on. Normally you don't even have that. And it's never as easy in the real world as it looks to be on YouTube. Because right now the roar of the traffic is so loud here, I can't even think. I'm just like, I feel like I'm losing my mind, and it's really hard to concentrate, and it's so easy to make a mistake and things like that. But yeah, changing a battery or changing a memory card in the real world is a lot harder than it looks on YouTube. Anyway, I seem to be all set to go. I'm gonna get back on the road and ride up the river all the way back to the park, and then up and over the park, and then eventually down to the harbor. And that might be the end of my adventures for this morning. See how that goes. Let's see if we can get back on I've been sort of following another YouTuber called Nick K. He's been riding a bicycle in Taiwan. And I noticed on his like a recent video, or maybe it was a community tab announcement, I'm not sure, but he was saying that he's leaving Taiwan, he's on his way back to Malaysia. I guess he's based in Malaysia. There we go. And then he's going to go to Indonesia on a bicycle. So he's going to continue his bicycle tour, but across Java. And when he announced that, I noticed that a lot of people were telling him horror stories, saying, yeah, you might want to rethink that. And, you know, if you're going to Java by bicycle, you know, be very, very careful. And so we'll see. Because certainly, if he asked me for advice, based on my experience cycling here in Sumatra, I would tell him, don't do it. I mean, physically, yeah, I mean, you could do it, but what's the point? It's going to be so difficult in terms of the heat, the traffic, the narrowness of the roads, and then the steepness of the roads. Sure, you know, it's going to be a fun challenge, I suppose, but it could also be incredibly frustrating and stressful. And yeah, dangerous. So I wouldn't do it if I were him. From everything I've heard, Java is more crowded than Sumatra. So I can't even imagine what that would be like. But that's where Nick K is going next. On one of his more recent videos, he had an experience that I thought was quite interesting. 'Cause I'm always interested in experiences when people are overseas and they either A, get robbed, or B, lose something really valuable. And in this case, he lost his wallet. As he described it, he had his wallet in some kind of a shoulder bag or fanny pack or some sort of small bag like that. And then he went into a public bathroom to wash up because he was cycling all day, he was really hot and sweaty. And he put his bag down on something inside that bathroom, and then he finished washing up and he just walked out and left his bag behind. At least that's what he thinks he did. And then he went to the local police station. Once he discovered what had happened, he filed a police report and retraced his steps and posted on social media telling people, like, if anyone finds this wallet, please, return it to me. Which is all normal, but the thing that struck me about his story is something I hear quite often, is that he has so many valuable things inside his wallet, and that's one thing that never makes sense to me, because technically, you really shouldn't be carrying any kind of a wallet when you're overseas, just because of the risk of pickpockets. It's a very real risk. I told this story before, I think, when I was in Ethiopia. I went there on a bike trip, and I planned that trip probably like for months, if not a full year, and yet somehow things got really, really busy all the way to the end, and it was a really crazy last couple of days getting ready, and I found myself flying to Ethiopia, putting my bike together at the airport and riding my bike to a hotel, you know, getting settled there. And then I found myself, you know, in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia, and I was still walking around with a Canadian-style wallet in my pocket, meaning in my wallet I had a bank card and credit card and driver's license and money, like a lot of valuable things in my wallet, because, I mean, that's what you do in Canada when you're there. But when you're overseas, far from home, that's a very dangerous thing to do, and you should take all your ID out of your wallet, and normally that's what I would do. So there I was in Ethiopia, and I hadn't set up my wallet for traveling yet. So in my hotel that night, I sat down and I reorganized everything. You know, I took everything out of my wallet, like took out my credit card and bank cards and ID, everything valuable. I took it out of my wallet, put it away in my, like a money belt that I keep secure, and I only kept in my wallet just enough money for the day. And then I went out into Addis on my bike, and I was riding my bike around, and at one point a group of children crowded around me, very friendly kids, you know, saying hello, they want to talk to the foreigner, and then out of nowhere all these kids started kicking me in the leg, kicking my bicycle, grabbing the handlebars of my bike, shaking it, pushing me around. It was like they'd all lost their minds or something, but it turns out it was all a carefully choreographed scene to get somebody close to me, and a little kid picked my pocket and ran away with my wallet, and I didn't even realize it. I didn't realize my wallet was missing until I went into a local coffee shop and I tried to you know, get a cup of coffee, and I found out that my wallet was missing. And just the night before, I had taken everything of value, you know, out of my wallet, and that day, the very next day, someone picked my pocket and I lost my wallet. So I got very, very lucky. But that's what you should do. And Nick K, when he was traveling around Taiwan on his bicycle, it was kind of silly of him to have a wallet that still had his bank card and 2 credit cards in it. And then, because it's so easy to lose your wallet. I mean, I have a wallet right now, I have it in my pocket, and it comes out of my pocket every day, several times a day. And you're in a convenience store, and you could easily leave it behind. But if I leave this behind or someone steals it, I lose, you know, 100,000 rupiah, because that's all that's in this wallet. But in his case, yeah, he lost his wallet, and he ended up losing his bank debit card and 2 credit cards and ID, you know, pretty crazy. Poor guy, felt for him. Like I said, it's hard enough being overseas. It's hard enough being overseas and riding a bike, and you do not want to find out one day that your wallet is missing. Anyway, I'm back on the river and on the small road, and I'm just gonna, you know, zigzag along the river. I'm not gonna go across the bridges this time because I've already done all the bridges, and then go back to the park, over the park, and out the other side. This is such a great ride. Now I can actually go, well, I can go underneath this bridge. Looks like they're storing bricks underneath here. Oh, okay, yeah, here's the road, the small road again. That is so awesome. Right back down to the riverside. So lucky to have maintained this river such that there's a road, a small road, that follows the entire length of the river. That is so cool for this city. Makes it such an interesting place. Yeah, and they're not messing around with the speed bumps. They're using old truck tires for the most part here. and they're quite thick. You can't go over these at any high speed, that's for sure. Ooh. Yeah, look at this. I mean, have you seen anything so nice and so genuine? You know, it's real. This would be a great place to ride a bicycle. Such an interesting bike path. If you pick a time when it isn't so hot, it'd be pretty hot with the sun beating down like this on a bicycle. But if you came in, you know, early morning or late afternoon, amazing bike ride if you want to experience some local neighborhoods. This is really nice. Beautiful scenery. There's so many neighborhood mosques along the river too. Really interesting. Like, look at that that setting right there. Just want to zip over here. Let my chest-mounted GoPro capture a little bit of that. A beautiful sight. The bridge and the mosque and the hills there. And just enough garbage in the river to make it feel genuine and natural. I don't mean natural as in natural environment, but a natural part of an Indonesian city. Look at that setting ahead of me. Amazing. That's the great thing about being near water, whether it's a river or a lake or the ocean. You get openings in the scenery so you can sort of get a perspective on things that you don't see when you're on normal land. And then with the river, you know, the river will curve to the left and to the right, you know, as it snakes along. And then that will also give you open views. So there's another one of the bridges that I came across. Hi, how are you? Ah, roti bakar. Yeah, roti bakar. Ah, yes. Have dua? Hi, how are you?
Are you?
I'm good.
You?
Hi.
Hi.
So, on impulse, I decided to get a couple of these sandwiches. Roti bakar over there. Oh, hello. Hi. Hello. So I'm not sure what he makes them with. I guess we'll find out. I don't know if it's like a hamburger or just cheese and egg. We'll find out in a minute. But I'm right beside his school, and they go to school on Saturdays as well. So everybody's come to watch. Hi. So here's the setting, the river, one bridge over there. As I said, the river curves around so you get open views. And then, hello. Hello. Roti sandwich, roti bakar. There's the school, Kementerian Agama. Yeah. Little fish. Not sure if he's trying to catch the fish or what he's doing. Oh, what in the world? He caught it so easily. Yeah, little boys, you know. They're hunters. All right, let's gotta go across the road. There we go. Ada. Berapa harganya? Okay. Terima kasih. But I have this one too. I have dua. Satu, dua. Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Put my hook there.
My name is Nizam.
Nice to...
My name is Nata.
Nata, my name is Douglas. Douglas.
What's your name?
My name is Douglas. Douglas. I am from Canada.
What's your name?
My name is Douglas. Come on. There we go. There we go. You are from Indonesia?
My name is Dari mana you? You dari mana?
Canada.
Apa itu?
I'm from Canada.
Canada. You bisa bahasa Indonesia. You bisa bahasa Indonesia.
No, I can't speak Indonesian.
Nggak bisa.
No.
You orang Canada nih. Canada. You handsome. You handsome. Tunggu. What's handsome?
What's that?
What's you handsome? You handsome.
Am I handsome? I don't think so.
I don't know you. I know you.
Excuse me. There we go. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So who's behind me? So that's actually a a good example of what I was talking about, where I was, you know, it's a very different scene, of course, when I was in Ethiopia, and they were all street boys. They surrounded me, and they were a gang of thieves. You know, they did that for a living. These were just nice, a little bit overwhelming, but nice school children. Clearly, they're not thieves. But what I mean is, it's a similar situation in that you cannot possibly keep track of all your belongings in an environment like that. It gets so chaotic, so confusing. You know, so if you have a wallet in your pocket with credit cards and your bank debit card, you're going to lose it. There's just, you can't really keep track of it in chaos like that. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy situation. I couldn't even get my scooter out of the crowd. And I still don't know what roti bakar is. I was expecting kind of a hamburger or cheese and egg sandwich, but from what I can tell, it's really just a piece of bread with some mayonnaise, and then he toasts the outside. I needed to get out of there, so I couldn't even look at the sandwiches. So let me stop here and see what it was that I got. Oh, look at that. It's like a little hockey puck. I really didn't know what I was going to get. He took the bun and just flattened it like, yeah, like a hockey puck. Well, it's not even it's a lot thinner than a hockey puck. More like a frisbee. Chocolate. So he put butter on the outside, mayonnaise and chocolate sauce on the inside, and then flattened it and fried it. So that is what a roti bakar is. Sugary, as everything is in Indonesia. Yeah, I'm predicting a great increase in the weight of the people of Indonesia. I don't know if their diet is always like this, but my sense is that their diet these days includes a lot of sugar. And I'm guessing that children in particular are going to get fatter and fatter and fatter now, as their diet seems to be changing. Maybe not for the better. Wow, just so sweet. And I just happened to stop right beside the Arau 19. Just over there, across the river. I have to admit though, I mean, I said that those kids were just nice, normal kids, not thieves. But at the same time, hello, when I left from there, I admit that I did quickly check all my pockets, because I have my phone in one pocket, wallet in another, and you know, I kind of like, okay, is everything still there? Because if one of those kids was a skilled pickpocket, they could have robbed me blind. I never would have noticed. And with young boys in particular, you have to be ready for a certain amount of roughness. I'm not entirely positive, but I think I heard some profanities in English being shouted. Like little boys will do that just for fun. Quite often they see a foreigner, they'll shout some profanities. Not really trying to be mean, but just doing it for the fun of it. Can get a little bit much at times. I've ridden up and down this road like 3 or 4 times this morning already, and I've passed by the spot where I had coffee with some of the fishermen the other day. And they did say, when you come back to Padang, you should visit us again. So perhaps I should stop just to say hello if they're underneath this tree up ahead, because it could be riding by so many times without stopping could be quite rude. Yeah. I'll just park here for a minute. Just getting across the street is a challenge, as always.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Good, thank you.
See you again.
See you.
You said every day you are here?
Yeah.
Yeah, every day.
Stand by here.
Yeah, all the time.
For job, I'm driver.
Oh, driver.
Yeah.
What do you drive? Like a motorcycle?
No, car.
Car.
Yeah.
So who do you drive?
What?
Other people?
Yeah, people. Or walking.
Oh, okay.
Or in Sumatra, tinggi.
Oh, okay. So tourists?
Yeah.
Visitors. Oh, okay.
Where you sit down?
Well, yeah, I can sit down here, or we can.
Kopi susu. Sit down, please.
Yep.
Where do you go? No.
I went, like I have a scooter
Yeah?
or motorcycle. Oh yeah, I'm back. I went to the park,
Oh, park. Yeah.
up to the park to look at the view, and then I rode up the river, a long way up the river. I like the bridges. You go across the bridge, the small one, zoom, zoom. Yeah, just for fun. And now I'm going to go to the harbor, port.
Yeah.
All the big ships.
Yeah.
I want to ride my motorcycle. You know, just take video around. Yeah, for YouTube. Ah, hello. Oh, that looks good. Iced tea.
You like HD?
Yeah, I do. They make it here also, iced tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will have a. Maybe I'll have a kopi susu and iced tea. Yeah, when she comes, I can tell her
SD
also. Yeah, one as well.
to motorcycle.
No, here. Yeah, drink here.
Two drink.
Yeah, kopi, susu, and iced tea. Yeah.
You stay in here? Hotel?
Not a hotel, hostel. Very, very cheap hostel. Yeah. So it's very near, just over here. Very close. Wisma.
Bintang.
No, well, Rumah Kita.
Rumah kita.
Yeah, Wisma Rumah Kita. Yeah. The car, are you the owner of the car?
No, my friend rent car.
Oh,
I'm driver.
and you're the driver. Oh. Sometimes you drive for foreigners or only Indonesian people?
Tourists and Indonesian people.
Yeah, both. So are you married? You have a family?
I'm single.
You're single?
Yeah.
Still?
My brother and sister 8.
Ah, my brothers and sisters.
My brother 4 and my sister 4.
Nice.
You?
Not married?
No married?
No. And in Canada, one brother
One brother.
only. Yeah. In Canada, the family is still small, very
Yeah.
small. Indonesia, the
Yeah.
family is big.
Big, yeah.
Yeah. In Canada, 1, 2 children, 3?
Maybe
Sometimes 3,
sedikit 3.
but 3 maximum. Yeah. Indonesia, sometimes 10. Yeah. Ah, very good. Put together, berapa harganya?
Mau balik.
Mau balik? Oh,
Tak ya lah. Enggak.
tak ya. 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
10
Yes,
ribu.
10,000.
10 ribu. Find them. There we are.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So I ordered a couple of drinks here, a kopi susu. That's what I came to get, and then I saw this guy. He had iced tea, and I thought that looked so good, so I ordered iced tea as well. So this is yeah, it looks really good. I'm gonna have my coffee first. and then have the iced tea. And there's the condensed milk on the bottom. Got to give that a good stir, and then let the coffee grounds sink to the bottom. In one day, how many cigarettes do you smoke?
Me?
Well, I guess everyone, like you smoke, right?
Yeah, I'm smoking.
Yeah, you're a smoker.
Very much. Maybe one people or 2 or 3 box.
Boxes, like packs?
Yep.
In
No, box.
Oh, cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
2 or 3.
Oh. But I don't know. When I see people, they are smoking all the time, all day. So I think more than 3 in one day. More than 3, I think. But I don't know. How do you say pack of cigarettes? One package.
In Indonesia?
Yeah.
One pack or 25,000.
Okay, but so what is the name for it?
Hade.
Hade.
Yeah. Hade 11,000.
Okay.
Or one pack or 20. 20
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Okay. But in English, we call that like one carton or one pack of cigarettes. Yeah. I think in Canada, if you are a smoker, you smoke one pack per day.
Oh, per day.
Like 20 cigarettes in one day. You know, I think one pack per day.
Indonesian 3. One people 3 pack.
Oh, 3 pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
3 ni.
per day.
Yeah.
Oh. But that is expensive,
Yeah.
right? Like 1 month,
1 month.
so many packs.
Oh, very
Yeah. Expensive, yeah.
But in Hade, very
Cheap?
murah. You see, murah.
Mura, inexpensive.
Yeah, no.
Like it's not expensive.
One pack 11,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
11,000.
But Marlboro 35.
Oh, okay.
55,000 one pack Marlboro.
What do you smoke? Which brand do you like?
I'm like Surya.
Surya.
Yeah.
Surya.
Surya one pack or 25,000. They make more money or dollar. No euro.
No. In Canada, it's dollar. Yeah, Canadian dollar.
$1 Canada. How?
It's like 12,000
12,000.
rupiah, maybe 12 or 13.
You have $1?
No. Yeah, these days you always get money from ATM,
Oh, damn.
so I get rupiah from
Rupiah.
ATM. Yeah.
I'm lock dollar Canada because I'm no lock.
I don't even see it anymore because I don't live in Canada.
Oh,
You know, I live in Taiwan.
Taiwan.
So, and they change it all the time. So that's Canadian money.
Oh, good.
$100, $5.
Oh, very good. Maybe an Indonesian.
Yeah, similar. Yeah. Looks similar. Yeah. Well, that was a really nice stop. Coffee was good, and that iced tea was amazing. I could have lined up 3 or 4 of those iced teas and just put them all down. Those were so good. But going back to these places a second time is a really interesting experience. So one thing I've learned over the years is that you cannot believe your own understanding of anything, because I was here the other day and I was talking to these guys And then, hello. Sure, I can give you something. Oh, so selamat pagi.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Have a good day. So I was talking with these guys the other day, and then I left. There we go. I wasn't sure if my GoPro was running, and I was talking on video about all the things I learned about who they were, you know, what their jobs were, how much money they make. Hey. And things like that, how much cigarettes cost. And I say all these things on video, but I went back there today, second time. I'm talking to the same guys, the same men, and we're talking about some of the same topics, and now they tell me, hello, completely different things. Everything is different now. The guy that I thought, I'm pretty sure he told me he worked on a boat and he was a fisherman, but today he told me, no, he's a driver, and he drives Indonesian and foreign visitors. He doesn't own the vehicle. His friend is the business owner, but he is a driver. So now that's his job. And I would have sworn yesterday he told me he was a fisherman. And then we were talking about cigarettes. And I could have sworn yesterday they told me that cigarettes cost 40,000 rupiah per pack. But now he was pointing out another brand, the most popular brand because it's the cheapest. And he said it costs 11,000 per pack. And then yesterday I was doing some calculations about how much of their salary these guys spend every month on cigarettes. You know, 40,000 per day, like buying one pack per day, 40,000 per day, that adds up to over 1 million rupiah per month. And then today I kind of wanted to confirm that, so I asked the guy, like, how much do you smoke in one day? And I would have sworn he said 3 cigarettes per day. Like just 3 cigarettes per day. I'm like, really? That doesn't seem like the men that I see, they smoke all the time. And I was like, they must smoke at least a pack a day. There's no way they smoke 3 cigarettes per day. But that's what he told me, I thought. And then we just keep talking, and I have this brand new understanding about cigarettes. And then later on I discover, no, he meant 3 packs a day. Like not 3 cigarettes, they smoke 3 packs per day. So 60 cigarettes. It's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. But anyway, you can have these conversations 5 or 6 times, and at the end of it, to be honest, you really shouldn't walk away thinking, now I understand everything. Because no matter how careful you are, you will not really understand what they're saying or what's going on around you. Yeah. It makes me doubt everything I ever read or hear online, like on the internet or in newspapers or magazines, whatever. You've got some journalist out there who does a story and reports the facts, but I don't know how anybody gets any facts about everything, about anything. Because the simplest things, like how many cigarettes do you smoke a day, I can't even get an answer to that question and be confident that I really got a real answer. Wow, look at all these restaurants and cafes. I want to turn around and take a look at that place. Looks like they had a nice view from this cafe. I think there's quite a few really nice restaurants and coffee shops up here. I'm not going to stop here. I just want to see what the view looks like briefly. And take a very quick glance at the viewpoint and then hop back on the scooter. Yeah, here's the place. Look at this. Nice seating, nice tables, really nice. Each set of tables on a different level and then facing out over that view. Look at that. That's where I just came from. So that's the park up there. You can see that little roof structure up there. That's where I was earlier today. Beautiful. Beautiful view. Really nice. I would add that to my list of places to see in Padang if I were being a tour guide. Oh man, it's more of a behind the scenes story than anything else, but it's so crazy the struggle with cameras when you're shooting video. Wow, beautiful offshore islands here. It's crazy how quickly the batteries die in these cameras and the memory cards fill up. It's like every time I turn around, I stop to get that iced tea and coffee, and then the memory card is full. So I change the memory card, put everything back together, and then the battery dies. And I got to change the batteries, and I'm now running out of battery. It's just like, it's such a struggle. I think if you want to shoot YouTube videos, you really should invest money in all the best equipment. So don't mess around with 64 gigabyte memory cards. Don't mess around with the minimum number of batteries. Get, you know, all your memory cards should be 256 gigabyte. So you don't have to constantly change them. And just get as many batteries as you can afford. Battery packs, battery grips, battery everything. Because it's such a hassle, constantly, you know, fighting with the technology. I stopped here because there's supposed to be some kind of a road that goes to a lookout point, and I'm wondering whether it's that road right beside me. Yeah, about 1 kilometer ahead, there's an intersection, and you can turn to go down to the water or turn inland and go up a hill to a viewpoint. So I am going to do both. About 1 kilometer ahead. So many cafes here, restaurants. Each one has a beautiful view. Wow. Oh, and there's a beach down there. Looks like actual swimming beach, sandy beach. All right, there seems to be an intersection coming up. Going straight ahead goes to Teluk Bayur, the port, and that's my destination for the day. Going to the left goes up to the lookout point, and going down to the right takes you to the beach. So let's go up first. I have the power of the scooter. Imagine if I were on a bicycle. And I think, I'll just go up to the viewpoint. This steep hill, forget about it. Nick K, if you're out there, Nick K, the YouTuber, on his way to Java on a bicycle, think twice, buddy. Leave your bike at home. Get a scooter. This is a tough country for a bicycle. I'm not saying it can't be done, but do you really want to? That's another question entirely. Yeah, there's a bunch of guest houses and resorts up here as well, with predictable names like The View, you know, The View Guest House, Villa Cafe and Restaurant, Air Manas Hillside, Sweetwater Hillside Resort, well, Padang, town of surprises. I had no idea it was such a nice place. So much beauty right around it. No idea. Really had no clue. Which again, for me, kind of begs the question why more Malaysians don't come here for their holidays. Because I never hear about people coming here. The combination of Padang, the Mentawai Islands, and Bukit Tinggi, and that's a killer combination for a holiday, you know, if you have money to spend, you know. Air Manas Villa. This is Bukit Gado parking. So this perhaps is the viewpoint at the very top. Oh, I see it. I guess it looks across the trees over towards Padang City. Ah, okay. I think I have to turn around and go back. I'm not sure where this road goes. Time for a map check. Okay, that was the lookout point back there. This road actually goes over the hill and then down, 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 right back into the main roads of Padang. So the actual Gado lookout point is up here. And Nick K, take note of how steep this is for me to get back up here. Oh man. Do not want to go up here on a bicycle. No siree. And then they have a parking over here for Bukit Gado. I will park over here. Okay. So I thought the lookout point was on the other side of the road there, but there's a trail here that goes up. And so you can park your motorcycle there, your moto, and then walk up to the lookout point. The Gado lookout point. I don't know why it's called that. Isn't that a kind of food? I have one more of my roti bakar. I didn't eat them both. My frisbee. What a day. What a lovely day. Things are starting to become more clear. I saw this. I mean, the road is extremely steep. And I saw this big roof structure and I thought, oh, that must be the viewpoint. And yet it didn't make any sense. And then over here, I saw a sign, tandem paralayang, you know, paragliding. So this is Gado Hill. And this would be the platform. That's where you launch from, because you run down that slope and then you launch. And I can feel the wind coming up off the ocean. Hello.
Hello.
So I thought the view, I mean, you can see the city over there. So there is a, I guess if you go up onto this restaurant, then you can see a Padang down below there. But I think the main point of this hill is the view on this side and the paragliding. All right, let's creep closer to this edge and see the view as it reveals itself. Look at that. That is nice. Who knew? Who knew all of this was in Padang? Yeah, I wonder what the you know, the deal is with that island out there. I'm sure you could get a boat to take you out there. Nice sandy beaches. Yeah, and look at the waves coming in. Beautiful. And there's Teluk Balur, the port. Right now you can see all the ships. Some sort of a power plant over there. You can see a coal stack. And then all the beaches down there. Yeah, I guess I'll ride down here and I'll probably go for a walk along this beach out to that little islet out there. And then the whole point today was to go there to the harbor, but I haven't even gotten close yet. There's too many things to check out along the way. So I'm gonna check that place out next. And then go to Teluk Balur. Look at that. Huh. The launch pad for tandem paragliding. It's kind of a nice setup, because I think that is steep enough and high enough you probably get airborne even before you reach the grass. But if you decide to abort the launch, you still have enough space here to stop before you get to the edge here. Because once you get to this edge, well, whether you're ready or not, you're flying. Because if you're not flying, you're crashing, right? Huh. And I guess, I mean, where would they aim to land? I guess there's a little clearing right down there. It's probably where they're landing. Where else could they go? Maybe off onto the beach over there, but they probably don't want to get too close to the water in case they get blown off course. They probably want to stay inland if they can. But yeah, gorgeous viewpoint. Absolutely gorgeous. So I can see if this feels safe. I'm assuming it does. And I'm thinking from the top here, you can get a view of the town of Padang. Man, I can only imagine how hot this metal is. If you're up here on bare feet or something, oh man, you would burn. So there's a Padang down below. And if you are about to launch yourself into the sky at the mercy of your tandem paragliding guide, that's what you'd be looking at before you take off. Zoom. And then you better hope there's a nice soft landing at the end. But yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. Did not expect this kind of scenery at Padang. Nobody told me. Padang needs a better marketing director or something, because I didn't know it looked like this. Had no idea at all that there's this kind of scenery here. So let's pretend you're strapped into your paraglider and then you're zooming along this way, going faster and faster and faster. Here comes the edge, here comes the edge. And whoosh, away you go. So there's the local scenery at the Puncak Gado lookout point and paragliding center. And next stop is down there on the beach. Get my feet wet, at the least. Go for a stroll out to that island out there, that islet. At least I think that's going to happen next. So just chatting with the man there, sitting in the shade, and it turns out he is the paragliding business. It's his business. And he said that it costs 500,000 rupiah for one flight. And that includes transportation, because you have to come back up here, right? You get up here with your own scooter or motorcycle, and then you fly down to the beach or wherever. Then you have to get back up here again. So he has a truck there, comes down, picks you up. And I guess his truck is strong enough to make it up this steep hill. I guess when it's dry, you can do it. But man, if this were wet, this clay, I think, would be really slippy. Even a truck with enough power wouldn't be able to get up here. But from what I know of local prices, that's not that bad. 500,000 rupiah for a flight. It's the same price as a 30-day tourist visa extension. Yeah. 35 US, something like that. And I'm sure I have no idea what I'm talking about. Whenever I see a small business like that, though, I always think their marketing could be better, because here I am. I'm not an ideal sort of customer for them, but I'm like a borderline. In unusual circumstances, I could see myself, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's, I'll do this today. But then when I show up there and I'm walking around, I see no indication that anything is open. Right? I don't see any ticket counter, ticket booth, no information sheets, no schedules, no price rates, no paragliders. I think you kind of have to see the sail, like the parasail, like see one of them to get excited about it, see photographs of somebody flying through the air, just so that you can get excited about it. But when I went there, it looked like everything else that I see in Indonesia always seems like it's closed. And then just as I'm leaving, I see this guy just lounging in the shade. I say hello to him. We chat a little bit in English, and it turns out, well, he's the paraglider. And they're open. I mean, he could do it right now if I wanted to go. He says, yeah, weather's good now. We can do it if you want. But up until that point, I had no indication at all that it was open, or that it was even a possibility, So, for my 2 cents worth, he could do better marketing. But again, I guess for most people doing paragliding, they wouldn't be impulse gliders like me. They would be local people who would know better than I do about how things work. And they would come up here thinking, of course, okay, they have plans to do it. And they probably made a phone call in advance, and that's just how things work, But anyway, someone like me, I need to be enticed. I need to be wooed into doing it. And there was nothing there that would woo me. All right, to the beach. A stroll along the beach. And now if anyone from Padang says, have you been to the beach? I will be able to say, yes, I have been to the beach. I may not have frolicked in the beach. I may not have played beach volleyball. I may not have laid down on the sand to get a suntan, but I will have walked along it. And I can tell people proudly, I have been to the beach, to the pantai. I'm just about back at the main road where I cross over and then go down to the beach. Go for another iced tea, I must say. So, yeah, I think I just go across this intersection and go down the other side. And see where I end up. Yeah, I have no idea how the beaches here work. If they are private and closed off, based on resorts, or whether there's a public area. I'm assuming there's like big public areas. A little beach town. How pleasant is this? It's like there's all kinds of places where you can pull up, grab a chair, look at the water, park your motorcycle. There's homestays here, of course, guest houses that I see. Pantai Air Manis. So some sort of a big fancy beach, the playground, water park. Well, I seem to have stumbled across a pretty happening beach. Look at this. Wow. A lot of four-wheel ATVs for rent. A lot of cabanas for rent. Restaurants. So, let's go join the holiday crowd. Most people are doing the sensible thing and hiding from the sun in one of these cabanas. But I want to walk out to the water. Hello. How are you?
What's your name?
My name?
Mary.
My name is Douglas.
Okay.
Douglas.
Mary. Well, that.
I don't need anything. No, it's okay.
Oh, no?
No, thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like you can make yourself at home in one of these cabanas. Rent a four-wheeler. Huh. So here's the beach. Obviously not your tropical Hawaiian sandy beach. More wild and remote. Looks like renting these four-wheelers, that's the thing to do here. Everybody's doing it. Even those little boys there. You see a whole bunch of them along the water's edge. Just, yeah, wide, flat area. I guess you can do donuts here if you've got the skill. And there are all these chalets and the cabanas. Get yourself a sun hat. Look at this. It's like Mad Max. Look at all those girls on the four-wheeler. And I was looking in this direction. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them coming at me. I feel like I'm Mad Max being chased by the bad guys. Huh. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a walk along this beach as far as I can and see if I can walk out to that islet over there. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. And of course you have to be careful with the tide. Looks like the tide has gone out, so maybe there's a land bridge, but you have to be careful, as I've learned in the past many times. Just because you can get out somewhere doesn't mean you're going to be able to make it back. If you don't pay attention, the tide will come in and cut you off. But just going to walk out towards that point there, see what's going on. I need at least to cool down my feet. Oh, the water's pretty warm. I thought it was going to feel ice cold. Yeah, it's very different from the coast right at Padang. At Padang, there was a very sharp drop off. Here, it's very shallow. That's hilarious. She looks like someone who isn't used to driving, not even a motorcycle. So he's busy filming her with the smartphone. I'm getting closer to my islet out there. But, hello.
Can I take a photo with you?
Sure, if you like. Okay.
Wait. Pag-depan. Dito lang. Depan ko. Foto dulu. Where are you come from?
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, I come from Canada.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2.
Okay, thank you.
Sekali lagi Mister, gini Mister dapat pemandangan 1, 2. Okay Mister.
Guys, one more.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Just me.
One more.
One more. Asda.
Open dulu ya. 1, 2. Okay Mister.
Thank you. Sir.
Okay, thank you. When this machine, berapa harganya?
I don't know. We just run.
Oh yeah, but to rent it, how much?
100 for 2 hours.
100 for 2 hours. Oh, okay.
They want to take.
Oh, okay.
Want to take photo with you?
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Father, you know.
What's that?
It was your time.
No, it doesn't waste my time. I have meant a lot of time.
Oh, Masya Allah.
Nice to meet you. Okay, bye-bye.
Simple.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you. Have a good holiday. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye. See you. There's the beach behind me. A few people stopped on their ATVs to take pictures with me, and I asked one of them how much it cost, and they said it was 100,000 rupiah for 2 hours to rent an ATV. And I've almost reached the point that I was aiming for out here. And yeah, the closer I get, I'm not really clear whether you can walk out to that islet or not. Maybe, maybe not. I don't see people going back and forth. Maybe it depends on the time of day where the tide is. They probably can ride out there on the ATVs when the tide is all the way out, but I'm not sure. So I've reached the point here where it goes around to the other harbor. There's the long beach behind me that I walked along. Teluk Alor. I can't remember the name now, but the harbor, the big shipping port is over there. And then here's the islet. I don't see anybody walking back and forth, and yet it seems to be there seems to be exposed land between here and the island, so I think you can walk out there without any difficulty. Not that it's any great achievement to do so, but that's what I set off to do. So yeah, we'll walk out there and back. Look at all these fishing boats over here. Beautiful spot. Everybody's here enjoying themselves on a holiday. There's the shore, and this is the little dune connecting the shore with the island. And there it is. And the water is more or less ankle deep right now, so it's no problem walking out here. At least not right now. I won't spend a lot of time out here, just in case, as I said, the tide comes up 3 feet really quickly. Feels like there's a current here, as if the tide is coming in. It's like I'm walking against a river. Ooh. I'm getting my quotient of sunlight vitamin D today, that's for sure. Yeah, there doesn't look to be anything on this island. I thought there might be little cafes or something situated out here, and there used to be one. Maybe it's still open, I'm not sure. But it doesn't, everything looks to be kind of falling apart. You know, right here, there's some chairs, and maybe you can buy a drink there. And here's the shoreline. There's a man there doing a bit of fishing with a net. Not sure what he's trying to catch, but and there you are. The four-wheel drive ATV. Well, I don't know if they're four-wheel drive. They probably are. But anyway, they're all-terrain vehicle beach. That's what I'll call it. The ATV beach. I suppose if it were earlier in the day, you could, maybe even try to walk all the way around the island, but it's getting a bit late for that. I think it's enough just to see it from this distance and then turn around and make my way back again. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon now, and I've been out here kind of in the hot sun for 4 or 5 hours now. So I think it's time to start shutting down and finally make it over this hill to the new harbor. I call it the new harbor because I think it might be a modern shipping port, but I still don't know because I haven't seen it yet. But I'm going to head over that direction, take a look at it, and then head back to Padang. Yeah, I don't think my thoughts about the tide were misplaced because I can already feel it. I was only out there for a minute or two, and the water has risen quite a bit. It's really flowing hard here. I think the tide is moving in. It wouldn't take very long to get cut off. Well, it wouldn't be cut off. You just end up wading up to your waist or your chest to get back to shore, maybe. But yeah, the water level has gone up quite a bit in the short time that I've been out here. Interesting. So I'm back at the busy end of the beach. This is where all the action happens. A lot more restaurants, cafes, ATV rentals, all that kind of thing. And I parked my motorcycle somewhere in here. Oh, I just noticed there's a tower. What are the chances that the tower is open and safe to climb up? What do you think? Well, there's no barrier, no warning signs, so I think we can go up here. Hello. I don't think many people do, judging by the condition, the amount of garbage up here. up we go. Gotta be careful of your head. Almost there. Ceiling is getting lower and lower. And finally the viewing platform, which I hope is well constructed. Yeah, so yeah, it's quite a ways up. If you're scared of heights, that distance would give you the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, get a nice view from up here in that direction. And off in that direction as well. Yeah, really nice. Surprised there aren't people up here. Yeah, maybe just the doesn't look entirely safe, so maybe that's why nobody comes up here. I guess my scooter is down in here somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I gotta go look for it. So checking in because I'm leaving the beach, and my last stop, perhaps my last stop for the day, is the modern port, the shipping port, and it's just a couple of kilometers away. Just have to work my way back to the main road and turn right, take a look at the port, and then turn back to Padang. And maybe I'll stop at one of those cliffside hello viewpoint areas for a cold drink on my way back to Padang. We'll see what happens. Not surprisingly, even the road to the port, Teluk Bayur, it's called, the port, is really scenic. Goes up and down, curves around, just like this. Look at that. It's amazing. Really steep. Nice viewpoints. All these little restaurants right on the corner, they all have beautiful views of the coast. Yeah, I'm very curious to see whether the road provides like an overview of the port, whether you can see the whole thing easily or not. Be nice to get a big aerial view of it. Should be here, coming around the corner pretty soon. Starting to see more and more ships out there on the water. You don't get a perfect view, but if I swing the GoPro around, there it is, the modern shipping harbor. So that's what it is. Reminds me very much of my hometown in Canada. Oil refineries, things like that. Yeah, very modern shipping containers, oil and gas, things like that. Not sure what the road does, whether it goes down to that port or not. I think it has to. Going down, steeply down, I would be guessing. Then a hairpin turn to the port. What is going on here? Big school gathering. Yeah, it looks like there might be a college or university there of some sort. Oh, so steep. Nick K, if you're watching this video, imagine this road on your bicycle. Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it. Ah, look at this. As I said, makes me feel right at home. This is the kind of scenery where I grew up. Very industrial. Look at those massive, are those granaries? Or would they be for coal, like straight ahead? Those big towers with the connecting walkways and buildings. I assume those are used for loading up ships and trucks and things like that. Loading and unloading, but what? Coal? Oh yeah, check that out. Terminal Petikimas Teluk Bayur. Feels like one of these places where you don't want to hang around too long with an obvious video camera. Not really sure where I am. I've somehow ended up in the heart of the harbor area, the port, but I'm not sure where I am. Keep feeling like I'm going to run into a gate where they're going to ask me for my permits and credentials, my permission to be here. Like these guys right up ahead, security on motorcycles. But yeah, there are those big towers on my left. I'm guessing coal, but I'm not sure. Somehow you'd think if it was coal, you would see a lot of coal dust everywhere. It'd be all black and dirty here, but I don't know. All right, I made it through the port, And now it's time to turn around and go back, because I want to go back to Padang along the same way, you know, the scenic route. If I kept going, I guess I'd end up on a main road. Man, I've just spent a few minutes here on main road traffic, and I'm just about losing my mind because, of course, just at the moment when I just am turning around to go back, that's the moment when everything died. The GoPro batteries died. Oh, that I think I go straight here, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think I go this way. Yeah, the GoPro batteries died, and then I had no power left at all. I can't run any of my GoPros. So then I switched over to the 360 camera. But of course, I have no memory cards for the 360 camera. So I'm sitting there at the side of the road trying to fumble through all my gear, trying to figure this out. A roar of traffic, this chemical, petro industry, cargo port area is just crazy. Just about losing my mind. But anyway, got it all assembled, and I don't think I left anything behind at the side of the road. So, heading back to Padang. And I think, as I said, I'm going to stop at one of the lookout points for a cold drink. Whew. What a change in scenery, man. To go from that idyllic beach setting to this industrial wasteland. Both interesting in their own way, but such a contrast. And they're so close together. It's crazy. All these trucks, these busy harbors, loading docks. I said that I was on the beach. Felt a little bit like a Mad Max scene, because of all the ATVs racing at me. And this could easily be another Mad Max setting. Because in the world of Mad Max, gasoline was more valuable than gold, right? And it looks like there's a petrochemical storage going on here. Okay, where the heck are we? I think we're still going in the right direction. And with all these trucks, that's when you start getting all the dirt and the dust and the grit in your eyes. Better lower my visor. And so far I haven't been pulled over by security yet because of all my cameras. I can see all these guys, the security guys with their sunglasses, their colorful vests. They're at every entryway, at every gate to one of these ports, the loading dock areas. I can just sort of feel them, their eyes burning a hole in me as I ride by, as they're trying to decide whether to pull me over or not. Man, where the heck am I? Okay, yeah, this is where I came down. So this is the hill that leads me out of petrochemical wasteland, takes me back to the beaches. Man, what an experience that was. All right, back to the beach, or the beach area, I should say. All the students, I think. I don't know what was going on. Oh, military post. Get out of here. It's even worse than security. It said militaire. So it could be a military base or a military school. Whew, all right. It's interesting how a lot of things get repurposed. As there's the port again. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say things get repurposed as speed bumps. You get all these heavy-duty ropes that are probably used on the ships, and they use them as speed bumps. And of course, rubber tires from the trucks get used as speed bumps. And somewhere up here, I think the scenery opens up a little bit, and you can get a view of the beach that I was walking along from up here. I saw a little bit of it in one of my mirrors, I think, as I rode by. There it is there. So I'm just going to, I'm going to pull over just for that scenic view there. Right there. Yep. So that's the beach where I was. Huh. Interesting to see it from up high like this. I don't know the name of the beach, or if it has a particular name. Probably does. Interesting. All right. Well, no cold drink at the scenic lookout point. I don't know what it is. I just have the knack for being invisible. I waited and waited and waited and waved at the waitress and waved and waited, and nobody would come to my table. So I guess I'm just going to leave. But yeah, it always happens to me. It's like I have my own invisibility cloak. Nobody ever sees me when I go in and sit down at one of those places. Which is probably why I go to convenience stores and places like that. But anyway, I sat there for quite a long time waiting, and I managed to enjoy the view all that time. No cold drinks, but I had seen enough of the view. The only way I was going to get a drink would be to get up and walk all the way to wherever the kitchen is and get their attention, and then walk all the way back again. And I figured, might as well just leave. I can get a cold drink somewhere else. Yeah, it's one of my many superpowers, is to be ignored. Happens all the time. But I don't mind. I got to see the view, as I said, and I'll get a cold drink somewhere else. And it looks like rain clouds are moving in. So I feel like the urge to get moving. Watch out, kitty cat. And I'm already right back at the river, back in Padang. I could get an iced tea at my usual spot. Might as well go back there if all I want is an iced tea. Or, to make it a more special day, I could go back to Arau 19. Maybe I'll do that. Return visit there sounds pretty good. I can't remember if the drinks were really expensive there or not. Oops. I just went by the first bridge. There's Arau 19. And I can cross on this bridge here. This is the entrance to Arau 19, collaborative space, as they call it. Here I am again, back at Arau 19. Cold drinks are more expensive here than at a convenience store or anywhere else, but in exchange you get the view. Just noticed across the way there, that's the roof of the Surfer beer garden and homestay. All the surfboards are a dead giveaway. But here's the scenery by the river. And this is the interior of the place. It's a really beautiful spot, open and airy. With all the glass, you get a nice view up and down the river. One thing I don't like is the music. It's enough to melt your brain. But hey, can't have everything. Just have to find a seat that's far enough away from any speakers. Now I ordered 2 drinks, a Yakult jasmine milk tea and then a bubble milk tea. When I was here last time, I saw 2 really large monitor lizards swimming back and forth. And then while I was watching the lizards swim across the river, I spotted a really large turtle, like a tortoise, swimming in the water. And just as I spotted it, it dove from the surface down to the bottom. But it was a big one. It's crazy to think that there's creatures that big living down there. Well, as I said, I ordered 2 drinks and they both came. I think they always assume it's for 2 people. I could order 4 drinks and polish off all 4 of them at this point. But I ordered a jasmine Yakult tea. I guess Yakult is a kind of yogurt, so this should have like a yogurty, tangy sort of flavor. Let's see. Yeah, very lightly flavored. Yeah. It's nice, but a very light flavor. And I ordered a classic boba milk tea, something to enjoy. I think I'm going to drink this one really fast. And I'll just kick back and enjoy the bubble milk tea as I just absorb the scenery here at the river. And I think with that, I'm going to shut down for the day. I think this is going to be the end of my day's small adventures. Yakult tea, bubble milk tea, the river, a bunch of birds down there scooping, just like swooping along the surface of the water, catching something to eat. Yeah, really nice day. Really enjoyed that a lot. The park, meeting up with my new friends for coffee and iced tea, then the beach, and then the harbor, the fishing, the shipping harbor, the shipping port, and then back here at Rong 19. Pretty good day. Padang is a much more beautiful town, like it's more interesting scenery than I realized. Yeah, really nice place. So with that, I'm going to enjoy my tea and see you in the next video.